Stand-up comedy as a profession is relatively new.
Considered very extreme at the time, but it really wasn't.
Stand-up comedy is a distinct art form where a single performer captivates an audience through humor, storytelling, and often social commentary.
If you hate your job, please quit it. Just quit it, man. You're ruining everybody's life.
Over the years, it's evolved from informal storytelling traditions to a more structured and influential profession. This evolution reflects not only changes in entertainment, but also shifts in social norms and values.
Running around, sitting in the meeting room, not making a sound.
While the top tier of stand-ups seem to make it an easy job, this career path is not easy.
I started doing stand-up this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
There's a number of challenges in honing your success, navigating through the entertainment industry, and honing your craft.
Like, the beginning is the hardest part. Usually the beginning is the easy part. Hey, I'm playing this level of Mario. I jump over one Koopa Troopa, whatever. And then the end is like, Jesus Christ, I got 30 guys coming at me. Comedy's the opposite. The beginning is like, it's a gauntlet. It's just obstacles, and it's like you said, open mics. I watch these famous comedians on Netflix, and you go, this would all bomb at an open mic. They're killing in, Radio City. Yeah. This would bomb at an open mic. That's the weird part. So it's almost like you have to go through hell just to get to the promised land.
The historical and global evolution of stand-up comedy can be traced back to ancient civilizations where jesters and storytellers entertained courts and communities with humor and satire.
Commenced long ago, while the rest of us were busy complaining.
In the modern sense, professional stand-up comedy began to take shape in the 19th and early 20th centuries. In the United States, vaudeville theater became popular venues for comedic acts where performers would deliver monologues filled with jokes, anecdotes, and observations. The post-World War II era saw a significant transformation in stand-up comedy, with the rise of nightclub circuits and the influence of television. Comedians began to tackle more provocative subjects reflecting societal changes and the push for civil rights.
Do you think maybe they put a wall in front of it?
Globally, stand-up comedy started gaining traction in countries like the UK, where alternative comedy movements began in the 80s, challenging traditional comedic norms by incorporating political satire and personal narratives.
But if somebody's smelling something and they also close their eyes while they're doing it, I just want to smack them in the face.
Today, stand-up comedy is a global phenomenon, and thriving scenes have emerged in countries like India, South Africa, and Australia. The advent of the internet and streaming platform has further expanded its reach, allowing comedians to connect with international audiences like never before. As a significant segment of the entertainment industry, stand-up comedy contributes substantially to the global economy. According to industry reports, as of 2021, the global comedy market was estimated to be worth over $10 billion, with stand-up comedy accounting for a significant portion of this revenue. This includes earnings from live performances, television specials, streaming services, merchandise, and ancillary rights.
That's why you don't hook up with short guys. Just some guy like, geez, look at the triple chit on this broad. Holy hell.
Comedy festivals also play a crucial role in the industry's economy. These events attract thousands of visitors and generate significant income through sales tickets, tourism, and sponsorships. The economic impact of these festivals extends beyond the comedians themselves, benefiting local businesses and contributing to the cultural capital of the host cities.
Get into the booth, but then we eat. Oh, that sucks. And then you get out and you go home and take off your shirt.
But in the early days of these festivals, comedians used these to leverage television shows and network deals, which were life-changing.
Auditions for the Montreal Comedy Festival, it could be life-changing.
For aspiring comedians, open mics are the foundational training grounds where they begin to craft their art. These events provide a low-pressure environment to test new material, develop timing, and build stage presence. Open mic nights are ubiquitous in major cities and have become an integral part of the comedy ecosystem. Participating in open mics allows comedians to receive immediate feedback from live audiences, which is an essential component in refining comedic material and getting used to being on stage. These venues foster a sense of community among performers, as often these open mics don't have a lot of people in the crowd other than other comedians. Networking at open mic events can also lead to collaboration, mentorship, and opportunities to perform at more prominent venues.
Work as hard as you can, get up as much as you can, It's not like you have to go sit there and write all day long, but just go be out, be amongst comics, hang out with comics, be around, have a fun time, drink, party. It's like we're in a field that you get a drink every night. And that's work. That's truly work. It's hanging out. And then, so be obsessed, that comfortable thing. If you start feeling comfortable, that's the best advice you can ever take. If you start feeling comfortable, it's time to make a change. If you're in your comedy scene and you can feel yourself be the higher up of the scene, it's time to make a change.
There's certain cities that have a larger comedy scene and offer more open mic opportunities. Cities like New York, London, or Melbourne. These urban centers often are seen as hubs where comedians can immerse themselves into diverse comedic styles, cultural influences, and accelerate their growth and exposure.
Rehearse the shit out of it because you're going to get frazzled up there. Everybody thinks, oh, this is good material. But you also forget about the other part of delivering it, having confidence, being likable, having timing, having a cadence, figuring out who you are, figuring out what the audience thinks you are or how they perceive you. Because you can go up there and say all this, but they go, why is the guy, he's clearly gay. Why is he acting like he's not gay? That's all now they're not listening to the joke. So you got to know how you look. And it's just repetition, and bombing is not failure. That's what you got to remember. I mean, look, if you do a killer hour and then you take it to Netflix and bomb, you fucked up. Mm-hmm. But bombing is not failure. It's just data. It's going, oh, okay, I got to retool that. That didn't work. Something's wrong there. I missed a word there. So you got to treat the act almost like ingredients in a cooking in a dish, that I put too many eggs in, take an egg out. You got to treat it like that. And look, when you pull a bad cake out of an oven, you go, I fucked up, but it doesn't hurt your feelings. But when you bomb and fuck up, it hurts your feelings. So you got to factor that in too. Your feelings going to be hurt, and just almost be a robot and just keep going towards that open mic. You know how scary an open mic is? Bombing sucks, but bombing in front of other comedians is way worse because they know what just happened and they could have saved you and they didn't. So it's way worse.
Once comedians have honed their skills at open mics, which some argue should take many years, the next step involves securing paid gigs at local comedy clubs. Performing regularly helps comedians build a local following and gain the attention of industry professionals. Success at this level can lead to opening acts for established comedians, participating in comedy festivals, and appearances on radio or television programs. The digital age has introduced a new platform for comedians to showcase their talent. Social media, podcasts, video sharing websites allow comedians to reach global audiences without traditional gatekeepers. However, this has also saturated the market a bit more. Viral videos and popular podcasts have catapulted some comedians to fame, demonstrating the power of digital media in shaping comedic careers.
Like this, and I want this to stop. Like I want this to stop.
Some comedians from the prior generation have critiqued these approaches as it fails to give young comedians a chance to develop their talents on the open mic scenes and pay their dues. Still, it has opened the door for a lot of young talent. Television networks and streaming services have also become pivotal in elevating comedians to headlining status. Comedy specials on platforms like Netflix, HBO, or Amazon have provided widespread exposure and can be instrumental in establishing a national or international presence. These specials not only boost a comedian's profile, but also contribute significantly to their financial success. More traditionally, the career path after securing local comedy gigs is to hit the road. Traveling across the country to different comedy clubs and trying to get paid is an essential part of the career process of traditional comedians. They would get an agent or manager to get gigs at where that pays.
A little advice, maybe if you brought the energy up just a little bit, you could get a food spot at the cellar.
That includes restaurants, colleges, or even corporate environments. This exposure to various demographics further hones the skills of the comedian while on the road and ensures that their material works in different environments. At any of these stages, comedians can stagnate. Despite the potential for success, the path of a stand-up comedian is fraught with challenges. The industry is highly competitive, and the subjective nature of humor means that what resonates with one audience might fall flat with another.
get on stage 40 sets a month. I would do stand up till like 3 o'clock in the morning and then wake up at 7.
Many comedians also begin to stagnate when they hit a certain level of success. They might just focus on the local comedy clubs and do what works with them instead of trying to develop their act further for global reach. They might have a certain weakness, say writing new material, and they may never work on it because their old material keeps on working. There are other factors where many comedians face years of financial instability, and performing for minimal compensation while trying to gain recognition can be a lifestyle that's not exactly a good fit for all. Mental health is another significant concern with the comedy community. The pressures of constant travel, performance anxiety, and the demands of consistently producing fresh materials can take a toll on a comedian's well-being. When they're on the road, they're also alone, and they have precarious schedules and are faced with a number of temptations of drinking, substance abuse, and a simple boredom or lack of purpose.
Every day I got to go up on stage with a suitcase full of anxiety and depression and just do it.
It's important to think about the survivorship bias when thinking about considering a comedy stand-up profession. The visibility of successful comedians can create the illusion that success is more attainable than it is, and it overshadows the countless individuals who struggle to make a minimally sustainable living from comedy.
He goes, first of all, statistically, none of you are ever going to make it. None of you are ever going to make money in this. I'm not saying to discourage you. I'm just telling you how hard it is in entertainment. It is so difficult to make money in any form of entertainment, but specifically stand-up. It is so hard. He was like, so most of you will never make it. Probably out of statistically 19, none of you will come back. He's like, but if there might be one of you who hears what I'm about to say. And then I was just like, I'm gonna hear what this guy's fucking say. Like, I remember like my head being like, I'm listening. I'm gonna be.
This bias can lead to underestimating the dedication, resilience, and simple luck required to succeed in this field. The top comedians are skilled and worked very hard. They're also the lottery winners. There are countless comedians that are absolutely skilled and haven't had the opportunity to showcase their abilities to the world simply because of circumstance. Not everyone gets a break, but the profession is a noble one.
Is precise, because that was the first day I ever did stand-up comedy. And the only other comedian on the show.
Stand-up comedy holds a mirror to society, reflecting often challenging cultural norms and values. They have the unique ability to address sensitive topics such as politics, race, gender, and religion through the lens of humor, making difficult conversations more approachable. This role as social commentator carries both influence and responsibility. Through storytelling and satire, comedians can provoke thought, inspire change, and foster a sense of shared humanity among diverse audiences through simple jokes. More personally, comedy can serve as a form of catharsis and therapy for both performer and the audience. Laughter can break down barriers, ease tensions, and create communal experiences that transcend individual differences. Comedy's journey is thus not only a professional endeavor, but a profoundly personal one. Stand-up comedy remains a vital and dynamic profession that continues to evolve and reflect the ever-changing landscape of society and the enduring power of humor to enlighten and unite.
Oh, okay, come on. Okay, please.